Hi, it's Sonia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do, this is about if you want to loosen up with figurative art, or this is basically how I've got a lot looser with I guess more drawing people, figurative work. This is my altered sketchbook for, I guess, well, this is for playing about really. I wouldn't say all of them are particularly loose as such, but it's a place for me, it's not an abstract sketchbook, which I've got going. This is more a place to really push, I guess, push work, go places that maybe I wouldn't in a blank sketchbook, weirdly enough. Yeah, so I'm kind of like it's kind of like anything goes in some ways. This was from some flowers I just did this morning, a quick study. It obviously helps when you're using an altered book to prepare pages beforehand, and I think I used up old gouache from yesterday, so that was just used as a cover. And I still do more detailed portraits. This is a recent one that actually I've not dated. And I need to finish this sketchbook off. It depends how I feel. I do the art that I feel like doing. Sometimes I feel like doing something more focused and, I guess, what some people would say more traditional drawing, or trying to. And then I have a place where I'm just trying to let myself do kind of, I guess, very loose art. And my tip, which I've been through before, I think I made a video on how to like loosen up, but it is just, for me, if I want to go loose, I like to have, I mean, a lot of artists still do this. Whoops, it's jogged the camera, but I like to use old books as references. And there's actually something quite good that I can't fit. This is a massive book and it won't fit into my desk very well, so it's at an angle, so it's not even great to sort of copy from as such. But what I want to do, I've made a start on it, and if I use, one of the best things is to use a blunt or a very what's the word, like, if I go with a fine liner, I'm trying to get looser with fine liners, but I tend to be a bit more tight. I think it's really hard. Obviously you do see artists online who are really good with oil pastels and crayons, but for myself there's something very I just find it harder to be loose when I'm using a small, not, you know, blunt crayon. So that's a good way. If I want to do exercises in loosening up, that's where I'm going to probably head. They're also super convenient as well. Like, you don't need too much paint. And I can sort of decide with this, like, where am I going to go? So you can just get in. Now you could start off, and it could, sometimes the weird thing is these sort of works go completely out of kilter. I really don't know. You can change up. You could, I was at first, I was like, I'm just going to do a white, very basic drawing. Let's add colour, well, some colour, really scratchy and loosely. I know we can all get a little bit, there's so much choice, isn't there, with art? I mean, that's the joy of it, the freedom. And for myself, I'm definitely in a stage where I'm trying to like go my own way, which means going in many different ways, but I'm trying to approach sketchbooks so these are not meant to be, I'm making my own way of, yeah, here's also another page where I've decided to experiment with loose drawing. This one was from a photo family photo with brush pen, and this one was with an acrylic pen on top of, I think, is this Inktense? I've got no idea. But from Matisse, who obviously has a very loose style anyway, so obviously we can learn from artists, but sometimes it's fun though. You can go off on your own direction and then put your own spin on it. A lot of the time now I'm trying not to share too much, because I was actually the other, you know, it's good to sometimes keep some things for your, maybe you guys share online too, I don't know, but it's nice to keep work for yourself as well. See, I'm almost feeling like this is interesting. This has not gone in the direction. It's like taking on its own. And then I could you know, you can redraw the same thing again and again, because if I drew this image again, but I used a pencil, which maybe I might, I could try and do, it would be more an exercise in I guess, drawing skills and trying to realistically render an image. But as always for myself, this is not about when I'm not interested in at all. I don't totally appreciate photorealism and really realistic renderings, but I guess I'm trying to look for me, it's looking for interesting mark making, an atmosphere, changing, I don't know, contrasts in, maybe textures and colours, unexpected. Like sometimes I want to play around. I don't know how this will all, like this crayon onto these Pentel wax oil pastels. I haven't really, what happens if I really go on heavy? What if I don't worry too much about this bloke's actual features? Maybe I get a bit, I don't know, Francis Bacon and play about with distortion. Which is quite interesting, because obviously I'm distorting a sort of a classical, which a lot of artists, I think, is it Cecily, I've seen a lot of documentaries recently, Cecily Brown, a lot of artists do this as well. I don't know why it's so tempting, why I feel happy as well going to sort of the historic pictures more than and playing around with them. Maybe because they are so of a time, and it's almost like, even though it's been done, a lot of contemporary artists have done this, feels quite, you know, when you do, I've never done graffiti, but like say you were to, I don't know, messing up something that's obviously very beautiful, it's been done, but you're kind of like, even though I'm not drawing on obviously the image or the book, I am getting to I think that doesn't really make sense is that was obviously his hand, but I'm not sure now. What do I want? I want something quite I kind of like, and I don't know if this is going to work. And I have to remind myself it's just a sketchbook. Doesn't matter if it doesn't even work. Do I want to bring that orange? And then I want, I don't know if that green. Yeah, this has gone completely in another direction. kind of want to put the eye back in one eye shape. I mean, you can actually, obviously, get really detailed if you wanted to. Like, I could go really, try and go really delicate with them. Spending far longer on this than I actually anticipated I would. So you've got sort of like a I kind of like that fact that the, don't want to make, I want that sort of a red. And then you could also have, if you want to go really sort of fun and intuition, you could try and like memorize, look at, some people obviously are amazing and they can just draw from their heads and make up, obviously storyboard artists and concept artists make up scenes. I could, with abstract art, I can make up my own abstract art. Obviously I don't tend to work from an image necessarily, though you can. But with this, I personally think, I find I need figurative art. I need like a hook, like even if I'm going to go loose, I need a starting point. It's kind of really getting a bit creep. I don't know if that I've. And then what you can do on top of this, I'm pretty sure you would be able to use maybe like acrylic gouache. Shall we have a go? Where are my acrylic? They're under here, everything is piled on top of each other. Let's just, for the sake of trying it out. You could then, if you wanted to, add more details with gouache. You could even completely go in with details. I kind of, for a preliminary sketch, I kind of want to keep this because it has ideas for other sketches, like sort of something quite, the atmospheres obviously I feel a bit, for me, that whole King Edward Munch, and I don't know, the whole like adding a sort of a more very basic but distorted atmosphere to it. And that could be then, you know, these books are like to keep ideas. I can do that in a larger piece, maybe if I want to like do figurative on top of abstract, but I can go further with that. Okay, so that's just me. I thought this week I would just share how I am, you know, how I sort of jump from detailed sketches to looser sketches, how I like to warm up and to push my art in different directions. Thank you forever as watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.